talk to you about answering all unknown questions which are going to appear in your test paper. In your test paper, there will be 80% of questions which you have already studied. So there are chances of you coming across questions which you have never heard before. So how do you attempt those questions? For anatomy and biochemistry, in physiology, it's more process based, and I won't be able to cover it in a very short period of time. So for anatomy, suppose you forget about the blood supply, you can write the main artery from which it derives its blood supply. For example, they ask you the um, blood supply of the thyroid artery. Suppose you forget about the actual branches, that is a superior and inferior thyroid arteries and thyroid arteries, you forget about all of that. You can just write that it derives its blood supply from branches of the external carotid artery or the thyrocervical trunk. So that will be a answer like a vague answer, but if you forget about the blood supply, that's something which you can go back to the nearest artery and tell it's a branch of that artery. Okay, and then nerve supplies is similar way. You can just, if you forget, suppose they ask you the innervation of the biceps and you forget about you forget which nerve it is, so you can write it comes from the brachial plexus. So then lymphatic drainage, you know the main groups of nodes like superficial inguinal group of nodes. If you're not sure if it's superficial or deep, just say inguinal nodes, cervical nodes, nodes around the aorta. That would be good enough. Like you can use these lines to fill in spaces, even though it's not a very accurate answer. At least you have mentioned about the lymphatic drainage, and the host checking paper will be impressed by that. So if you forget the movement of a muscle, for example, your pectoralis major, you forget the movements of pectoralis major, you can the base you will know a vague idea of its origin insertion. So you can, based on its insertion, the insertion is going to move towards the origin. So it's going to get inserted around your shoulder joint, right? So it's going to help in bringing the shoulder towards the chest. So that is known as adduction. So this you can use that to derive the movement of the muscle in case you forget. And for cranial nerves, it's okay if you're not able to tell its general sensory afferent, general somatic afferent, and all those things. Just know if it's a sensory nerve or it's a motor nerve or it's mixed, and if it has any special function like your vestibulocochlear nerve has your hearing and your optic nerve. All those things are very basic and you should not miss out on all those things. It's okay if you don't know all the components of the cranial nerves. Make sure you mention the most important ones. About relations, you can talk about the many structures which are close by to whatever you are being tested on. For example, they ask you about the relations of the liver. You can say that it is next to the stomach, or it is medial to the stomach. Laterally stomach is present, and then it is superior to the transverse part of the colon, and it's superior to the kidneys. You can say things like this. Even though it's not a very good answer, it is an answer which you can give in case you've forgotten and you want to fill up space. So that will be all for anatomy. Moving on to biochemistry, just know that you can just put a simple synthase or synthetase before any product which you're going to get from a reaction. For example, you forget about the enzymes of glycolysis, which is a very basic question, and sometimes it happens out of pressure. So you can just say glucose 6 phosphate synthase in case you forget about glucokinase and hexokinase. So you can do that, and make sure you do this for the ones which you don't remember, and don't do this for every enzyme. The examiners will know that you haven't studied that topic. So moving on to glycogen storage disease, the first two ones are very important. Your von Gerke's and Pompeius disease are very important. For the next four of them, there's a mnemonic called A, B, C, D, H, H, and MM. So AB is Anderson's disease, and it's going to affect the branching enzymes. C is Cory's disease, it's going to affect the debranching enzymes. H is Hirsch's disease, it's going to affect the hepatic some enzyme will be that affect that hepatic phosphorylases. and then M is for McArdle's disease, and that is going to affect your muscle phosphorylase. And most of them are going to have splenomegaly as their clinical feature. So that's something which you can use. You need to know a little more about von Gerke disease and Pompeius disease, because the chance of asking them a short notes are very high. So in case you forget the intermediate steps of any reaction, for example, they ask you about beta oxidation and you don't know the steps in between, you can just put an arrow mark like this for all the unimportant steps. Like, you're obviously going to talk about acetyl CoA formation, acyl CoA formation, and how it's going to get transported into by the carnitine shuttle, and then there'll be four processes. Maybe you forget about the four processes, so you can just use this intermediate arrows to fill up space. So those are all the tips I have for you when you come across any unknown question. And in case you don't know which topic that question is from, you need to be smart enough to know that take a look at your whole question paper and see how the marks have been divided. Like, you'll have your, suppose you're talking about anatomy too, right? There'll be your neuroanatomy, your head and neck, and your thorax. So if you don't find any question other than this, other than the one which you don't know from head and neck, you can be pretty sure that it's from head and neck, and guess and think about topics which might correlate to that question, so you can eliminate the other two systems if they've asked many questions based on them. So that's another tip which you can have. This will be more useful in the your future years. Like, there was a question in my pharmacology paper which was Deflas or cot. I wasn't very sure if it was I didn't know what it was, so I had to take a guess. Looking at the paper distribution, I didn't find any questions on uh, steroids. So, and I had a cot in it, so I just thought it was a corticosteroid. It is a steroid medication, and I just wrote the general properties of all steroid medication, and absolutely turned out to be right. So you can do that, and you can eliminate your from which system it is, and get your answer. So that would be all for the tips. And don't panic if you don't know any question. Like, make sure you write down whatever you have studied and you don't miss out on that. That's very important. It's okay if you come across something which you have never seen before. That is the whole point of the exam. They're supposed to surprise you with something which you haven't. Otherwise, you will feel very comfortable and it won't be challenging. You see. So that would be all. And please share this to your friends. I think it'll be helpful for them. Thank you.